Hi everyone. Welcome to the show. This is Formlessness Podcast, Season 2, Episode 19, Animal Kingdom. Welcome. Welcome to the Animal Kingdom. Welcome to the show where everything happens in the moment. Where everything comes out straight from unfiltered ether into substance and existence.
Hit with the flow like a motherfucking rhino. Get to the mode where you're going so high, yo. This where I go to go and I run on a walk, and I do it every time I go to its talk.
This is the show. I made this song minutes ago. I'm talking over it. I'm getting in the flow of it. I made some
like
rhymes.
the mode with a rhino, and I got a big bad thing on my front lobe, and it is a big horn that I will use to fight you if I get angry, because I'm a big wild animal that has evolved for centuries to be safe.
Yeah, that's right. We're all big evolved animals that have evolved for centuries to be safe. And now we gotta evolve to let go, huh? How does that sound? Sounds pretty good.
Slithering on the ground. I'm a snake. I got a lot of muscles in my back, and it's basically only one thing that I do, and I'm so good at it. It's fucking crazy. Even when you see it happening in real life, you can't even comprehend it with your mind because what I'm doing is so insane. And I open my mouth so wide, and I pierce you with my big fangs, looking at you like you don't have no nice bangs. Hey girl, I'm gonna inject you with all my poison, so I'm inside of you. Isn't that hot? And my mouth looks like a vagina.
Snake's mouth do look like a vagina. Has anyone seen that meme on the internet? Has anyone seen that meme on the internet? Just wondering if anyone's seen that meme on the internet.
I'm a dog. Wait, no, I'm not. I'm a wolf. Yeah, that's cool. I'm going with the flow like another little rule. Everyone I know, this is not a good verse.
That's not a good verse.
Raw, like a big guy having his own meat for breakfast in a sandwich. Raw, like the thing coming out straight without even being initialized into some more kinds of processed materials. Like it's raw, is what I'm saying.
It's raw. That's what I'm saying as well. And that's actually what I did say earlier, minutes ago, when I made that song. However, I'm saying it now again. I'm saying that this is raw and that this is great, and that when I said the wolf flows earlier, I said that because flow is the wolf backwards, and of course you know that because you are paying attention. You do have the ability to make a bunch of connections in your brain at any given moment, which is why you're listening to this. Because if you're not that way, you're not listening to this, because nobody listens to this who is that way. So I just want to say, hey, I just want to say, ho. I just want to say, how. You. I'm pissed. I'm cool. I'm fun. I'm drool. I love when I drool. And I think about something that is making my mouth salivate. What a great feel. What a great time. What a great feel to be in where you're thinking about things that make your mouth salivate. Well, this is the show. I'm in a bad mood. I feel terrible. And I feel great about feeling terrible. And I know why I feel terrible, and I'm going to talk about it. And I'm going to ask you if you feel terrible, or if you feel well as well, or if you feel good about feeling good, or if you feel bad about feeling bad. Or hopefully you feel good about everything, even when it feels bad and rough. I just went outside and smoked a little bit of cigarette, which is a new theme. It's my last one probably ever because it makes me feel terrible, which is how I feel right now. And it creates a big energy field around me of things that I should push back against in order to remain physical. Because really what I want to do is just into the ether with all of myself so I don't have to feel this pain inside my body. And I don't have to feel these hot sweats and these feeling like I'm going to throw up, which is what a cigarette makes me do. But, guess what? It's wearing off, and it gives me a great something to talk about during the show, which is, of course, what is a podcast, but an audio medium where you talk and you hear things, and mainly what you're hearing is my voice and what I'm talking about and things that I'm saying. And so this is a great form of formlessness podcast where I do something that makes me feel really bad and I talk myself through it and I let it pass and flow through me until I come back into a feeling like I am an autonomy with my own body and energy and able to clearly flow out things from inside of my gut to outside in the world. And what is the world? This show. This show's the whole wide world, and it's Noah's Ark, and it's all of the animals, and it's kingdom of the guys now having time to be in power, which is not something that negates or flows into the feminine energy in an imbalanced way. No, it's now time for both male and female humans to become in relationship with everything in a balanced way, where the way life flows into their each individual bodies and life force mind consciousness in a way that doesn't overthrow or concretify any thought, but allows both to have energy and be let go of in equal rhythm and in solemn and happy and silliness. It feels good to say. It feels good to get that out and to say it out loud and to share it with you because that's what's on my mind. That's what's on my mind. And I wonder if that's what's on your mind as well.
I'm sure it is at this moment because this is what you're listening to.
And
I hope that
you're using this time and space that the show gives to reflect back on what you're experiencing and start to feel what you think and feel and perceive from your own perspective of unique awareness and true
true
knowledge and understanding that no one else has. Do you know this? Do you know that every single person who's alive has information and knowledge and a conscious perspective that nobody else has ever had? No one else has ever done? Wow, that's amazing to me. And speaking of, those amazing things that you are experiencing that no one else is, feel free to share them with the show. Feel free to call the show and leave a voicemail at 323-285-3795. Maybe telling me what you've experienced from listening to this show. Or maybe telling me what's on your mind from a different area of your life that has caused its own reflections. That I would love to hear. What I want for myself is experiences and interactions and information sharing and communication so that I can myself grow into a larger and more balanced person who can access and understand a wider variety of the other people who are alive's experiences in this world. And that's why I have a phone number for the show. You can also email the show at formlessnesspod@gmail.com. And you can find all information about the show at formlessness.space, which maybe is reductive to say because you're listening to this show already, and so you've probably found it, but maybe you haven't. And there's so many different ways of experiencing this show for the first time and stumbling across it and coming to find out what it is and listening to it. Maybe it's from Spotify. Maybe it's from Apple Music. Maybe it's from iTunes Podcast. And I wonder why the delay didn't work when I was talking about that one. Maybe it's because it's reductive because I just said Apple Music. Maybe it's because it's not the actual title of what that title, which is another music listening show, which you can listen to my music on, but probably not this podcast. Maybe it's because it's not called iTunes Podcast. It's because it's called Apple Podcast. Oh boy, is Apple rotten? Am I rotten? Are we all rotten? Or are we all transforming old microbiomes of, what's it called? Static? Electricity? No, that's not it. Bacteria, that's what it is. Maybe we're transforming all these old bacteria into new ripe fruit for each other to experience and enjoy and get all of that sweet, sweet juice from. Get that sweet, sweet juice. Oh. Do Jews like juice? Because they're similar sounding words. And I think that Jews do like juice. I didn't even know what Jews were or what the distinction was between the race and the religion and the cultural identity. I didn't know, I wasn't able to differentiate any of those until I was probably 20, 21, 22. No, probably just 20. There were no real different cultures in the experience of my youth. Growing up in a tiny and very isolated place. However, I overcame that huge hurdle that caused a couple of people to be mean to me about when I very openly and genuinely asked early on. Those were mere moments of negativity that sprung me up into the most genuinely wanting to understand everything place that sometimes negative experiences do spring you into. And therefore, I have to say, due to my contract of my lawyers and my people who handle my finances, and I have to say this because they are asking me to. I love Jews, and I love Muslims, and I love Christians, and I love what's the other ones? Satanist, Baphomet, Baptist, crab apple. Crab apple is my religion. I have eaten a few of them and have ingested some very negative bacteria, but I have used that negative bacteria from that fruit to transform the crabbiness into positivity and into spry and blah 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 blah. You know the opposite of crab, being a crabby old apple is being not a granny apple, but being a nice juicy fruit. And sometimes a mint gum. However, that was a slight, not disconcerting, but disassociative area of the show that was brought on by my contract with the people who handle my financial situation, who are Jewish and who have asked me to make a explicit note in the show that I love all religions and I love all people. And I love all people who don't identify as people as well, even though sometimes, well, I don't really have problems with them. The people I have problems with are people who identify as certain kinds of people and who make it a very important subject time and time again, regardless of how long our relationship develops, about their very specific identity and all of the necessary ways that I can't express myself freely because of their set of rules. Those people I love, but I don't believe in their religion. Oh, man, I feel pretty bad still, very nauseous. The cigarette is wearing off, but every moment of my existence is a huge wave crashing down of weight that I must forge my way through. Like, imagine being skiing, but on the ocean, and being surfing, but in the snow, and falling off your surfboard, and it also falling off your ankle thing, and getting crashed deep, 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 deep down into the snow where it's all around you, up, down, left, right, sideways, freaking blah, even in other directions. And just having to push against every bit of thousands of pounds of pressure in every moment to continue moving and swimming about in this life here. It's like that. It's exactly like that. However, this past 18 minutes has just flown by without even one single blink of an eye of mine. I have said and created this entire show without blinking once, except for now I'm realizing that I am blinking a lot of times just because I'm thinking about it. But yeah, that is purely representative of the subject matter and not the fact that I was blinking earlier, but not just not thinking about it, if you know what I mean. Anyway, I'm going to play the second half of this song that I made earlier, which is the part where all of the beautiful juices of these crab apples have transformed themselves into pure love and beautiful communications of how I'm feeling as a person in a way that I think will be very cathartic and valuable to you. If you'd like to help me get out of this crushing weight, please give me money. I need it so bad right now. There's PayPal links and Bitcoin links at the show's website, formlessness.space. And the last thing I didn't mention is there's also a Twitter account, formlessnesspod, that you can interact with me with and share information, energy, ideas, comments, feedback, all things that will allow this show to be even more saturated with amazing stuff. So, without further ado, here we go. I love you. Love you. I love you. I love you. And I know that things get fucked up in my heart and soul when I'm playing. You love me too, and you know that I'm doing this all without a second chance. A second chance. There are no second chances, especially when making a new impression on someone that you like and have sexual energy for. It can be scary, but it's okay. It's alright, because they feel the same. But depending on their own self-love, that will determine how much space they give you.